Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before. I'm Danny.
I'm Dan, and we're not doing just one movie this week. We're picking our Oscar nominations for 2023. But before we get into all that, we got a little housekeeping to do. We're Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle at Seen It Beforecast. That's SCENE, It Beforecast. And on Twitter with the handle SB_pod. Now, we have a special guest today who is probably the biggest movie buff I think I've ever met in my life, honestly. More so than you, Danny. And you're pretty big movie buff.
Yeah.
Cameron.
That's a lot of pressure.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me. This is great. Round number 3.
Yeah, and we've all been talking about it at work and everything and how we have a little spreadsheet. Is that your own spreadsheet or is that the work spreadsheet?
I actually found this online from the Letterboxd community. It's a little ballot that I've got printed up.
Of course.
I've made lots of notes.
Yeah, you got to... All right, cool. Yeah, so we got a lot to cover here, so let's get right into it. All right, so the 2023 Oscars are just a little over a week away at this point. So we have some to go over, honestly. 8 of them, to be precise. But first, let's start with Best Adapted Screenplay. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So we all have our picks for these. Let's do the nominations first. Danny, what are the nominations for Best Adapted Screenplay?
I don't have the writers. I just have the movies.
Oh, that's okay.
All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking.
Okay. It's weird to me that Top Gun Maverick is an adapted screenplay, but I mean that's just me.
Same thing with Glass Onion.
Yeah.
What's it adapted from?
It's weird. I don't know. Maybe just whatever. Anyway, Ron.
Yeah.
What was your pick for this movie?
Yeah. So I'm going with Women Talking.
Okay.
It's adapted from a book based on a true story. Sarah Polley actually did a very good job writing it. I've read that screenplay. The only two I'm in the process of reading The Fabelmans, and Top Gun Maverick has not been published yet. My Women Talking is my pick. The Writers Guild of America, their awards are going to be on Saturday, March 5th. So we do have some time. And, sometimes they kind of line up. The Guild Awards kind of line up with the Oscars. Yeah. So I'm going to say Women Talking just because it is kind of a message forward. And it's a good message, too. It's a very powerful story. I honestly do like that Top Gun Maverick is nominated because I think that's one of the reasons why the movie works so well is because of the writing. It's because of those emotional beats, the characterization of Rooster and whatnot, and then Tom Cruise's charisma adds that special sauce and makes the movie work.
I don't want Tom Cruise's special sauce. Sorry. I don't want that. Anyway, keep going.
All Quiet on the Western Front was really powerful. Great war movie. Glass Onion is very enjoyable. Living also is beautiful. It's adapted from Ikiru, which is a Japanese film by Akira Kurosawa, which is phenomenal. I have yet to watch the movie, but the screenplay was quite good. I don't know what you guys think.
Okay, yeah, for my pick, honestly, I think I had a little bit of a hard time with this one, but you were talking a lot at work about All Quiet's screenplay. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about it. I'm just like, the writing is really good in this. Mm-hmm. So I do want to pick All Quiet on the Western Front. Yeah. Just because of how it's laid out. And I don't like war movies. You both know this. I can despise them. But this one, for some reason, I don't know. Mm-hmm. It drew me in. Yeah. I got comfortable with the characters, and it just stuck with me.
Yeah. Danny, what do we think?
I don't know. So I picked these a while ago. Yeah. So I ended up picking Glass Onion. Mm-hmm. Because it when you're writing a mystery, it's kind of all in the writing. A lot of it is you have to think of the in eccentricities. What's that word?
Yeah, you got it. Eccentricities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Words.
So you got to think of all the ins and outs and how everything connects. And I think that's a great thing to do when it comes to writing. And Glass Onion obviously does that very well. But then I'm thinking, even in the podcast that we did, I picked out a lot of plot holes. Like a lot of things that are kind of wrong with it,
True,
and it's, it took off maybe a bit more than it could chew. So, and I must have picked these before that podcast, so I really got to think about it. So I'm going to change my answer.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do All Quiet on the Western Front because I thought that was a very tight, emotional story.
Wow.
Anyway.
Great pairing.
I got to be sure to edit that later. But yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Cool. Awesome, guys. All right, to the next category. Best Original Screenplay. Danny, what were the categories? Or the nominations?
The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness.
Okay. Ron.
Yeah. So we've got 4 winners right here and Triangle of Sadness.
I want to see the movie. I've heard it's actually not bad.
It's not bad.
It's the menu, but on a boat. That's what I heard, right?
Literally. It's the menu on a boat with more vomit.
And it's Lost.
And Lost. Yeah, a little bit
It's
of
the
Lost.
menu mixed with Lost. It sounds like right up Danny's alley, honestly. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll say Triangle of Sadness. Yeah, it's fine. Banshees is my pick because Mark McDonough has some good will with the Academy with 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. A movie I don't really like. I don't know. Do you guys like Billboards?
I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, no, it was pretty good. Why didn't you like it?
I don't know. I mean, looking back on it, it just seemed a little easy. I don't know. I once again, I haven't seen it since 2017 when it came out.
No, I get it.
I won't see
It's
it
a bit
once,
of an easy, like it kind of writes itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
It's Oscar bait.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, absolutely Oscar
And Banshees is not Oscar bait in my opinion. It's a lovely, lovely movie, which I know.
I just saw
Dan
it
has
recently.
different thoughts on.
I just saw it recently. Well, okay, so I watched it about a month ago, about 40 minutes of it. Couldn't get into it at all. Just gave it another shot about last week.
Yeah.
And it's all right. It's nothing spectacular. It just can't. It didn't grab me. It hasn't grabbed me, and it's
Danny, have you seen it?
Banshees?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay, that's fine.
It's on my list.
Yeah,
you know. It's literally on my HBO Max watch list. I've been binging Succession lately, and then I just got back into Attack on Titan. So it's like,
Nice.
you got to be in the right state of mind for this movie. I would say.
Yes. I keep calling it a dark comedy, and when my parents watched it last week, and they said, "Cameron, is something wrong with you?" Because it's very sad and existential, but there's some humor to it.
Yeah.
And it's my pick just for the sharpness of the writing, the character development. I find those characters very interesting because they're not very stereotypical or very binary.
Yes, Brendan Gleeson does a great job in this movie. He is the one shining spot in this movie for me, and that's the saving grace for it. That made it almost bearable to me.
And then also my personal pick is The Fabelmans because I will continue to sing the praises of The Fabelmans. Tar is also awesome.
So so I understand because it's Spielberg.
Yeah.
Did he write the screenplay too, or
So he co-wrote it with Tony Kushner,
okay?
who's written with him in the past. He did Lincoln in 2012. Maybe he worked on West Side Story with him.
Okay.
I'm 100% sure, but yeah.
I haven't seen Fabelmans. I was SOL when I found out about it, and I'm just like, oh, it's already out.
Yeah, it
It's already out
wasn't
of
out very
theaters, so-
long in theaters.
No, they bungled the release. It was really bad, especially locally. Like the theater that was playing it, it was like 2 days before the movie started. They're like, "Oh, here are the showtimes." And I was like, "What?"
Oh, jeez.
I scrambled to see it, but you can see it at Regal the week before the Oscars. They're doing all the best pictures.
I am seeing it right before, so I haven't seen The Fabelmans yet. I haven't seen The Fabelmans, Elvis, or Tar yet. So some of these picks I'm not going to have picks for.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, and that leads me into mine.
Yes.
I don't have a pick for best original screenplay, but out of the ones I've seen, it's probably going to be Everything Everywhere.
Yeah.
But I want to leave it open for Fabelmans because you talk a big game for this movie. And that's where I'm going to leave it. Everything Everywhere. It's just, there's nothing wrong with this movie. There is nothing wrong with it. I will sing and praise this movie all day long. It's the best movie I've seen in years.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a bit loud at certain points.
All right. It's not as loud as Tenet.
Yeah, but like
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
like the different chapters is like jump scare,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only real criticism I have of that.
What's yours, Danny?
Everything Everywhere. 2 for
interesting.
2. Yeah. I have seen Tar. Oh, that's also on this list. But when Tar, I think, is definitely more of a performance piece, which may or may not be when we get to that. So Everything Everywhere, I think it takes a lot of creativity to even think of like that concept. Like, well, like what if, like, first of all, like you're already doing like an impossible task. Like, let's make a very good multiverse movie.
Yes.
Because we've seen it multiple times. It's not, and that's not the main thing.
Yeah, and we've said it before. It's the multiverse of madness we should have gotten.
Yeah.
So,
and then they have their own creative rules, like from scratch. They have their own sense of humor where there's just out there, things with the emotional beats.
And they taught themselves special effects for this movie.
Yeah.
They did them all themselves. It's ridiculous how much heart went into this movie. Like, every piece of their souls went into this movie, and it shows.
It's just the right mix. Because I saw Swiss Army Man and didn't like it. I'm like, this is too.
I still haven't seen it. I really
I do
want to
not
watch
like
it.
this.
Yeah.
It's like the beta version of this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, like outlandish, weird shit going on with genuinely emotionally hitting with philosophical thing. It's like wrapped all in a screenplay. I think that
Yeah, and
So-
I'm sure this is not the last time we're going to sing and praise everything everywhere on this episode.
is basically just me us sucking their dicks. the
Yeah,
whole
pretty
time,
much,
so.
honestly. All right. Our next category is Best Supporting Actress. Danny, if you would do the honors.
Best Supporting Actress: Angela Bassett for Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Sue for, I'm going to say, I hope that's her name.
Yes,
Everything
Stephanie
Everywhere
Sue.
All at Once.
Quite honestly, I'm not blown away by this category. I think they're all very good. They're not great in my opinion. I'm saying Angela Bassett because she's been tearing it up. She's been. I don't know if. Well, I think Carrie Condon has taken some of the British awards, the BAFTAs. I think Jamie Lee and Stephanie, they're great. Hong Chow, I thought she was good in The Whale, but I think it's Angela Bassett, and I haven't even seen Black Panther. But I'm sorry, I don't have a lot to add to this.
No, yeah, that's fine,
Yeah, please,
man.
you guys take it away.
My pick for this one, so this is a hard category. This one I think is going to be one of the tightest races, just because like there's no standout performances. If any, it is probably Angela Bassett. She's not my pick because Stephanie Sue blew me away in Everything Everywhere. She killed it. Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis is an icon, but I don't think she's the one that stole the show in this movie. I think it's Stephanie Sue for Best Supporting Actress.
I'm going to change my answer.
Oh,
I
really?
I did pick Angela Bassett because, but when I thought about it, she really only has one really powerful scene, and it's just like it's in the trailers, like my whole family has died. Like that is like genuinely like for Marvel acting, top tier.
Yeah.
But more subtle performances I think get overlooked, and Hong Chow I think would be my pick for that for The Whale.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple scenes you can see. Granted, the screenplay helps her out, where they write this really strange situation where I'll try not to spoil it, but at one point Charlie, the Brendan Fraser, starts choking on pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
Meatball sub. And so she does her performance, figuring out, oh, he's choking. This is a regular occurrence. So she's kind of not caring at first, and then she's panic mode, pushes him,
Heimlich?
Yeah, Heimlich.
She has to get in there.
Yeah, well, she has to literally punch him and
Yeah.
shit.
Sofa
He's so
assisted
fat.
Heimlich.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he, stops choking, and then she's like, "Fuck you, man, for making me do that. Like, I care about you."
Yeah.
And then you can see this kind of switch go back in her, where she's like, "You want another meatball sub?" She's like, because she knows that this is just how it is. He's not going to stop, and for her to portray that, and that's just a microcosm of what she does in the movie. It's a lot of caring, not caring, and then defeat, just understanding this is the way it is. And I think it's really hard for an actor to really get through to that. It's not as flashy as as Angela Bassett, which I think she might win this, but sympathy vote for Hong Chow.
She definitely has the votes in her corner, I think. I really like your pick for Hong Chow, though, because she doesn't get enough credit for this movie.
And also the thing, this is Cook Poo
Cook Poo from How I Met Your Mother.
This is here, that girl.
How far she's come.
Yeah, right.
How far she's come. Oh, just fantastic. All right. Supporting actor. Danny.
Okay. Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin. Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway. Judd Hirsch for The Fablemans. Barry Cogan for The Banshees of Inisherin. And Ki Hoi Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
All right, Ron.
Yeah.
It's kind of stacked.
This one is a stacked category.
That's what I was going to say. This is a phenomenal list of supporting actors. Just going right down the list, Brendan Gleeson, as Mr. Walker said, phenomenal. Brian Tyree Henry, it's kind of a wrong time, right person, because he's phenomenal in If Beale Street Could Talk. Just freaking mind-blowing, and he should have been nominated for that. Instead, he's nominated for another...
It's a makeup one, you think?
That's kind of a makeup one, in my opinion.
Kind of like how the Leonardo DiCaprio thing was, because he should have won for Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But Revenant was okay. It was
fine.
good.
He grunted enough.
Just grunting the whole time.
And for once, it wasn't a stacked category for him that year. So.
Yeah. But he's also very good in Causeway. I really liked it. I watched it earlier this week.
I love Brian Tyree Henry. And
Paperboy.
I haven't seen Causeway yet.
Paperboy.
Haven't seen it yet, but I want to. Yeah. And I just got to find a way to watch it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Apple.
He's also great.
Apple TV.
He's
right.
great in Atlanta, too. I mean,
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And also, he kind of saved Eternals for me a little bit. He was like my favorite part of that.
Yeah.
I don't even remember him in the movie.
He's the one that they really publicized, like the gay kiss. He's the
God.
yeah.
Good. Judd Hirsch comes in like a freaking Tasmanian devil in The Fablemans. He's phenomenal. He's one of multiple very good supporting performances that could have been nominated, and he's honestly my second pick when it comes to it, because I'm also thinking back to when Mark Rylance won for Bridge of Spies, like that older actor who's finally getting his due and whatnot. That's how I'm kind of predicting it to maybe happen. I don't know. That's one of my verses. Barry Keoghan, I love him in Banshees. I think he's really sad, and
I've heard the exact opposite.
I know
Everybody hates him.
Yeah. And I think it's just a personal preference in my opinion.
Yeah. And well, the Batman as well. So he's the Joker.
And then of course the primary pick. It's Key. It's just like Angela Bassett. He's been barnstorming, and I think he's going to continue to storm. And I think it'll be a beautiful acceptance speech when he gets up there.
So that's your pick.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to him winning.
All right. As I did talk up Brendan Gleeson earlier, yeah, Brendan Gleeson's fantastic in the movie. Then Judd Hirsch, I'm excited. You keep doing the Fablemans thing, and I'm getting more and more excited for this movie.
I can't wait for you to be disappointed.
Can't wait to be
and
really
hate
disappointed.
me.
That's what's going to happen. So, Ke Huy Quan, he is 100% going to win this, and if he doesn't, we riot.
Okay, sounds good. I'll mark it down on my
You're
calendar.
gonna riot on the live stream? Yeah.
Good old Walking Dead, like if Daryl dies,
Yep. If Daryl dies, we riot. Yep. Danny?
I haven't seen any of the other movies other than Everything Everywhere, so I'm gonna have to go with So, and there's a lot of like emotional baggage when it comes to him picking him, because it's like he was sidelined for years, So this is like his homecoming party, so it almost feels right.
Kind of like Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. So, based on just my lack of knowledge with the other movies and that fact, he in the movie, he played like, 20 different versions of himself?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
that's pretty good range, if you ask me. So,
it's true.
yeah, so I'm going to have to go with that one.
Perfect. All right.
We are in consensus,
Yes, that is the first one we are
across the
all in
board.
consensus
Yeah,
of.
okay.
and it might be the only time.
Might be. All right. Moving on to Best Actress. Danny, take it away.
We have Kate Blanchett for Tar, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie, it might be Andrea, Michelle Williams for The Fablemans, Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
All right. Ron.
Yeah. For me, it's Kate. I think she's freaking phenomenal. The Academy loves her. I think she won for Blue Jasmine back in 13 or 14. I just a true commanding of the screen, and I think she's a small part of why the movie works, in my opinion, but it's a very important part.
that she's the only big part of the movie.
Right. And then, of course, Michelle Yeoh would be my other pick.
Yeah.
But I'm leading with Kate, and Michelle would be a very nice surprise. I have not seen Blonde. I haven't seen To Leslie. I don't think To Leslie is a real movie, in my opinion. I think it's made just for controversy. And once again, Michelle Williams, just phenomenal as kind of like a Jenna Rowlands, a woman under the influence. This sad woman who's kind of troubled in some way, but just such a beautiful soul. And I think Michelle Williams does a phenomenal job. But for me, it would be the other Michelle. I would not be surprised if Ms. Yo came up on stage. Mrs.
All right. Well,
We don't know.
I have seen Blonde.
Yeah.
Ana de Armas she is good in it. The movie is trash, but
I heard, very
it's-
insulting to
it's
her.
very insulting to Marilyn Monroe. But it's we're gonna go off of that for a second. I agree. Michelle Yeoh is definitely she, as Danny said, you got to portray so many different versions of yourself and make them each different and distinct. And that is a very hard thing to do. And especially in a movie that's getting so much critical praise and audience praise too. So she definitely has a good shot at winning. I haven't seen Tar yet, but I could, again, everybody's talking up her to be the winner, for Cate Blanchett to be the winner. So I don't have a pick for this one because I haven't seen Tar yet.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's either one of those two for me.
Gotcha.
I'm going to go Cate Blanchett based only on the fact that, like, I was totally with her. Like, her, because if you watch the whole movie, she's definitely the villain. Like, after you start, like, processing what's happening, like, oh.
Spoiler alert.
Because she gets canceled, and it's all about her rebuilding her life and stuff.
Yeah.
I was totally with her. I'm like, why? She's a perfectly fine person. And then I'm like, wait, she did do that thing. That's really bad too. So it's like, yeah, her performance, like, fooling me, like, yeah. And I think that's the sign of a good actor, you know?
And I think she even learned how to, like, conduct orchestras and whatnot. And she even conducted some of the pieces. I've got the soundtrack on vinyl, and the soundtrack is conducted by her.
Oh, that's really cool.
I think there are a couple pieces that are conducted by the composer.
She did like a sub in or whatever.
She subbed, tapped out. I don't want to do this anymore.
So that was the hard
Get
piece.
up.
I don't know. It's a different time signature. I don't know how conducting works.
Yeah, no, nobody does. Yeah, that was one of the props you might have brought in, but maybe for the actual live stream, we'll have you
you
bring
go.
that in for a little prop.
Yeah, we'll have it
put it in
make
the
an
background
appearance.
somewhere. Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, moving on to best actor. Big category. Danny, give us a
I gotta
rundown.
find it. I can't.
To the top, the very top.
Oh, the very top. Okay.
Top.
Best actor: Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, and Bill Nighy for Living.
I'm going with Austin Butler because the Oscars can be quite boring sometimes. And Austin Butler looked like the guy. And they always get mind blown about that.
What?
Even if you
Makeup exists?
even if you lip sync to Bohemian Rhapsody, they will give you an Oscar.
You know, you
So
got
you're going like
there.
what you think will happen, not like your actual pick?
Yes. Because I think sometimes, I don't know. I mean, it's fun to talk about the Oscars, and I love talking about it, especially with you guys, but sometimes the Oscars can be pretty boring and unsurprising, and I think Austin Butler would be the safest choice for Best Actor. I do think Brendan Fraser does have the public support, and I think the people in the industry love him enough to vote for him. I don't know if the old crusty white guys care enough, so we'll see.
Well, yeah, Elvis was their dude back in the day, too.
Exactly. They're like, I remember seeing Elvis.
Oh, Mr. Presley.
And then we also have two other phenomenal lead performances. Colin Farrell is great as this Porrick, as the self-processed good guy, but debatable. And I think Paul Mescal is freaking mind-blowing. I'm so happy that After Sun has some nomination because that movie's really special. It's another just classic A24 joint. Living, I have yet to see, but I'm looking forward to that performance. But for me, I'm saying Austin Butler.
Okay. I have not seen Elvis yet, so
Well, I'm jealous of you.
yeah, it's the movie I'm going to see the closest to the live stream. So,
Good.
yeah, that's not the greatest thing in the world, but here we are. So my pick is Brendan Fraser because you know if he doesn't win, we all riot, just like supporting actor.
I agree with that one more.
But Austin Butler, I definitely could see winning, as Ron pointed out.
Yeah.
All the other ones, they're all right. Yeah. I've only seen Banshees, so I've only seen 3 of the 5.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's all I got to say on this one.
I'm gonna say Brendan Fraser all the way. I haven't been genuinely moved in a theater in some time because of that.
Everything Everywhere.
No, not really. He hit me more.
Hit you more. Okay.
Good.
Bro, I was holding back tears, bro.
Yeah.
It was hard. Yeah. So that's my actual pick. I agree with you. Elvis will probably get it because he looks like the guy. And like Rami Malek, he did good. It was a good performance, but it's like, I mean, Taron Egerton the same year.
Oh,
way better. Like
it's astronomically better.
Yeah. Bohemian Rhapsody is the stupidest movie to get nominated for anything. It won Best Editing, right? And then like a YouTuber just came out and just like, this is how bad this one scene is. Like it's just cut.
Yeah.
Awful. So, but yeah, Brendan Fraser, The Whale.
Wasn't it Sam Mendes that directed that though?
No,
it wasn't.
Bryan Singer was originally, and then he got booted because he got canceled and stuff.
But and then Dexter Fletcher stepped in to kind of polish it up. The guy who did Rocket Man.
Yeah, he's like, I'll show you how it's done.
So there's just kind of a mismatch that just did not go well.
I will say I do like how they replicated the Live Aid concert.
Yeah,
that's great.
They did a good job with it for sure.
And I think I got the digital copy for like $5 on iTunes or something, and they have the full Live Aid performance recreated, and that was cool. And then the rest of the movie happens. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not how that happened. Why is it going so fast? Wait, why are we slowing down here? What the fuck?
Yeah, it was a mess.
But so to give Elvis, listen, putting aside his political stance and like where he is in the music industry, I thought it was a pretty good movie. The way it was put together, and if setting aside the actual real life guy, I thought Austin Butler did a great job, and but it's more of like it's a generic like getting screwed over music industry movie just with a little pizzazz, here and there. So it's not like
nothing groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's
no Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
Yeah, that's like that went in a completely different direction.
It was great.
Whoa.
Which did win a Producers Guild award last night.
Interesting.
At the time we're taping, it won for like best a TV movie or something because it just went to streaming. But yeah. So Weird Al does have an award.
Weird Al, baby. Weird Al.
Daniel Radcliffe, man.
Daniel Radcliffe. All right. So moving on to best director. Danny, give us those nominees.
We have Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, which is the other Daniel, for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Todd Field for Tar, Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness.
All right. Ron?
Yeah. For me, I actually think Martin McDonagh's directing is pretty subpar for Banshees. I think the screenplay is what really makes the story work. Mm-hmm. I'm saying Daniels because they've just been, collecting them. They've got a whole nother room in their house probably just for the awards that they've been getting for directing. Mm-hmm. And the way that story is told is just what makes it so memorable. Spielberg he just flexes for 2.5 hours on The Fabelmans, and you're like, come on, God. Like, this is why you're in the Mount Rushmore.
You're a director.
Stop hyping it up. I'm going to be so disappointed.
No. Maybe I'll talk about it more when we get to Best Picture. And Todd Field, I also think, directs Tar very well, because to quote the film, time is the thing. And the way that he paces out the movie is really interesting to me because you expect Tar to be one thing, but it also operates on, there's a great article in the CinemaScope magazine where it operates on this very literal level of this person whose life falls apart. But there's this weird metaphysical undercurrent talking about how you have to open yourself to the past and how sometimes the past is ugly and it's your job to accept the past because it might just ruin you. And I think all of that stuff is done incredibly well, and especially his attention to detail, talking about the creative process and whatnot as a recovering music nerd. Just
recovering?
Recovering.
I don't think he's recovering. Right?
No, I am not. And
It was terrible, dude.
Tar is part of my relapse. And
Babylon.
And Babylon. And Ruben Östlund, I don't know what he did in directing for Triangle of Sadness.
I don't know what he did.
I'm coming down really hard on Triangle of Sadness.
Well, I saw one trailer for it. It looked bad, and then I just didn't want to see it. And then luckily, I just didn't. I literally never saw it in like the reserve your ticket spot. So like, it's just one of those movies.
Yeah. Ugh.
So your pick was the Daniels?
Daniels.
All right. Yeah. Well, the biggest job as a director is to get you into the movie and the pacing. So it's just it's the Daniels. They get you into the movie. Pacing is so well done throughout the movie. The rock scene, amazing. Like the butt plugs, like dude, just come on. Like, where do you come up with this shit? Like, it's amazing, and it just.
Let's not forget, these are the guys who directed the Turn Down for What music video.
Yes. That was
And they will now have an Oscar.
fucking insane.
It's crazy. And they've come so far.
They will have an Oscar. Like they're gonna get one award. At
If
least.
they don't get
like,
any, we just burn down everything.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be done
everywhere,
with it.
all at once.
Okay.
Okay, what was yours, Danny?
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much what Dan said. It's how do you think of that shit? You made a cohesive movie out of what other other people would just like. It's like this is dog
And to
shit.
direct
Like,
it so well too. Like, it's just
they made a
crazy.
genuinely moving movie out of the most dumb shit I've ever seen on a movie.
it's a very millennial movie.
Yes,
and it's amazing.
It's like, well, like, how did like the writers' room like happen? Like, or like when they're like, okay, what if we got like, we got this fight scene, and then to get one of his superpowers to learn martial arts, he puts a butt plug in. Like,
If he
That's
gives
definitely the
himself paper
Daniels.
cuts.
That is probably their thinking. It's like, we have to have this scene.
like-
Gotta have this scene in particular.
like, what if we have Jamie Lee Curtis with a Post-it note stapled to her head, jumping down a staircase, about to fucking pile drive Michelle Yeoh? Like,
Crazy.
makes sense.
Amazing. Oh, all right. Moving on to Best Picture. Danny, all those nominees.
All time.
Give 'em
You.
yours.
Okay, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, Top Gun: Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking.
All right.
Yeah.
So a lot here.
Right now, I still need to see Quiet, so that's the only one I can't really say enough about. I think it's going to be one of those nights where everything everywhere. It's going to be like Parasite. It's this crowd pleasing genre film that has something going on under the hood, and I think the movie's just going to barnstorm. That's not to say that I think Everything Everywhere is as good as Parasite. I think Parasite's untouchable.
Fair point.
And then of course The Fablemans. It's a movie that does so much in its 2.5 hour runtime. It's the best movie I saw last year. I like it.
It's 2.5 hours.
It's 2.5 hours.
Oh, fuck.
I know. And you know what? I'm sorry, but I do like
Tar
it.
is 240 too, isn't it?
Yeah, Tar is 240. That's a chunky movie. Yeah, the Fablemans. It's just mind blowing how it's an origin story for one of the greatest filmmakers alive. It's a movie about his family. It's about the complex relationship we have between the moving image and the way we see the world as obsessive people. And it's just incredible. And you know what? I say, even as a third choice, I wouldn't be surprised if Top Gun: Maverick surprises us. I'll be quite honest. Because I think it's kind of because Steven Spielberg said during the Oscar luncheon, he said, "Tom Cruise, you saved Hollywood's ass," and I think there's a lot of goodwill there. You know what? I don't know if it's going to translate into votes. I think it's the movie where, because from what I understand, how the Oscars are is that people rank their ballot, and then sometimes if more people get just 2s, while a lot of people get 1s and a lot of people get 5s, that might add up. So I honestly don't know if Top Gun: Maverick kind of sneaks in there as kind of just a safe bet.
Well, and by saving the movie industry, you mean like not so many special effects?
Financially.
Oh, financially.
Yeah, financially. Because it was like the biggest, like one of the big welcome back movies.
Got it.
In my opinion. Yeah, those are the 3 that I really see winning. I think it's awesome that Tar is up there. But yeah, I'm saying Everything Everywhere. That's my pick. Yeah.
All right. Well, I haven't seen 3 of these, or a lot more than 3 of these. I haven't seen Women Talking. I haven't seen Triangle of Sadness. I haven't seen
Tar.
Tar, Fablemans, Elvis. Haven't seen a lot of these, but I'm going to see 3 of those before we get this. So my answer may change at that time because Fablemans, you've been talking that up. Let's see. Oh God, I gotta go with my gut.
Avatar.
I gotta go with my gut. Did you say Avatar?
Oh, did I say that? Anyways, please.
What did I say?
Say Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Just because it's the best movie I've seen in years. Like full on, like put together movie. It's so many range of emotions in it, and it's so terrifically done.
I'm gonna say Avatar: The Way of Water. James Cameron's just the most genius. Thank
Let's
you.
give a round of applause for Avatar.
He's just like, I don't want to.
I can't talk to you anymore.
He's a visionary genius, guys.
visionary.
He made
Incredible.
The only director to have 3 movies over 1.5 billion.
Exactly. Just like how McDonald's is the best restaurant ever because it's so popular.
Exactly. Yeah.
Count your chickens before they hatch. You're jinxing this, and he's gonna win now.
Oh no.
No, I genuinely think he's so good. He's the best. No, okay. I've been sucking Everything Everywhere All at Once's dick this entire podcast.
Just take it. Just take it.
It's definitely between that and All Quiet. I haven't seen
Really? All Quiet, really?
yeah. I said that was for best adapted screenplay. Yeah. When it comes to me, my preferences for a movie, these are just my picks. I'm not saying what will happen. You can't really be anything without a really concrete script, and that's what All Quiet on the Western Front I think is the most solid script out of all of these movies. Then adding to the cinematography, the directing, the the performances, and the heartbreak at the end. I don't want to give anything away, but so it's definitely like neck and neck. I think what will happen is Everything Everywhere will win, just because of the momentum from getting. I think they're going to get a lot of just kind of snowballs, just like Lord of the Rings did. But yeah, I think my pick is All Quiet. That's what I kind of want to win.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I think
I like you going against the grain here,
yeah,
but you're wrong.
I probably am wrong. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are our big 8 that I think we're going to be following for the most part in our live stream. Obviously, we are going to follow every category. And I want to talk about some of the tightest races that we're probably going to see in the Oscars. So, for me, the ones we've already talked about. Supporting actress, that one's going to be tight. Yeah. That one's going to be real tight because no one really stands out too much over the other. And director is also going to be very tight.
I think it's going to mostly come down to Spielberg, Todd Field, and the Daniels.
100%. And they're all very, especially Everything Everywhere and Fablemans, what everyone's saying, they're very close. They're neck and neck at this point. And the ones we haven't talked about, I want you to do the nominees on some of these. So, costume design. Go to that one first. Let's see what we got. I think that one's going to be
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Are you kidding me?
Keep going. Read them.
We got Babylon. We got Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. We got Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. I think it's Everything Everywhere. Have you seen how many different unique costumes?
Yeah, Dan, did you see the movie or?
Have you seen Wakanda Forever and all the costumes they did in that?
Yeah, but it's
Dude, at the warehouse of costumes this woman had as the costume designer, holy shit, man. Like, she pulled assets from everywhere she could have, and that's it's crazy. I mean, nothing against Everything Everywhere, but they're going to win a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think Black Panther, I think Marvel's going to get their first Oscar, and it's going to be for costume design.
they won for effects in 2018.
Shit.
Yeah, Black Panther's had a
They've won quite a few times.
Shit. Shush. Okay, maybe not the first Oscar.
They won for Thanos.
First, that isn't visual effects.
Well, actually, I'm sorry, Dan, but I'm actually going to say Black Panther because it's Ruthie Carter who won the Oscar for costume design in Black Panther. And she's a phenomenal.
That's her name. Yeah, that's her name, right?
Yeah. Ruthie Carter. She's a phenomenal costume designer. She's worked a lot with Spike Lee. The Malcolm X costumes especially are phenomenal. Dolomite is My Name. She did the costumes for that.
Oh, cool.
Banging costumes. And then, I don't know, because she was the first African-American person to win an Oscar for costume design, and maybe she's going to become a two-timer. I don't know. That's my personal pick just because of the legacy. But Everything Everywhere is
exactly.
I
neck
think
and
it's
neck.
like that's the whole. When I think best costume design, I kind of think more flashy. That's like Everything Everywhere's whole thing. Like they're like, we have flashy costumes. Look at all this crazy shit.
Yeah,
we're
Stephanie
doing.
Sue had a lot of flashy costumes for sure. But
I mean, and Black Panther had it to a degree. Like Angela Bassett is like, very classy, like dresses and stuff.
they
like
pulled
that.
from different cultures too. Like they did such a good job.
But I gotta knock it. The what are they called? The Dora Milaje or the night wings things.
Oh, the Midnight Angels.
Yeah, that's a terrible design. Are you kidding me? Like,
It's in the comics, man. It's pretty accurate to the comics.
it looks like a blue predator.
But it's pretty accurate to the comics.
Okay, so then it's not creative then because somebody else thought of it. Right? I'm really not.
You are knocking it, man.
I'm not trying to knock her. Like original costumes, those are really good. But like it's a horrible design in my opinion for that one. So that's what I'm saying. Like Everything Everywhere. If it looks weird and off base, that's it kind of meant to be. So it's like it has a little bit of protection there.
And
so
this is why it's gonna be a tight race because we're arguing about this shit for a while.
There you go. Good.
Another one. Best score.
yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. I'm gonna say Babylon just because it's like the Damien Chazelle and Justin Hurwitz. If nothing else, they know music, so
Yeah.
I'm also
that's my
gonna. I kind of agree with that, but I think All Quiet might have a chance to sneak in there too. And then there's also. They're just doing the thing for a lot, but like I don't know if that's the score, if that's just sound
design.
But whatever, it's basically mixed into the score. So, is that what were the others again? So those two,
Fabelmans and
Banshees.
everything. I don't really remember too much about
everything. It just mixed with the mood very well. So it's very possible. But I don't think it's going to win. I think it's going to come down to All Quiet and.
I don't know. Well, that one bit with the chapters and everything, where it's like, boom. I know I complained about it earlier. That was memorable. It was pretty good.
True.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Someone's gonna have to nudge me because I keep skipping Fabelmans again. John Williams. It's just like
Williams did that?
yeah, it's a John Williams
it's
score.
John
And
Williams.
it's just a banger.
Damn
Also, there was a movie called Nope that came out last year, and that score is bonkers.
I don't really remember it.
I love
with
the
that
score.
with the key. It's Key, right? That's the guy, right?
Michael Abelmans.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Abels.
Fabelmans.
Michael Fabelman. I think that score is absurd, especially when OJ does the run and it gets like all quick and whatnot. It looks like it sounds like an old timey Western score. I love the music there, but no, I'm saying Babylon because it's the most score.
It's the most score.
Most score.
All right, so that one might not be as close, but it's still a lot to think about for that category.
No, last year was a really good year for music for movies.
And related to score, sound.
Oh,
They have mixed the sound mixing and editing this year. They combined them into one. So, read those sound nominees off.
All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick.
Top Gun, The Batman, and All Quiet, all bangers with sound. I want Batman to win something. I want them to win something, but I don't think they're going to win. I think it's probably going to be All Quiet.
Yeah, All Quiet, like I guess what's the word?
You got a cacophony.
Cacophonous, like firestorm you're getting into just in a trench warfare scene. Like that just has its own thing in general. To make it like the Kingsman, remember that trench warfare scene? Like that was very good sound design. I think that just comes naturally with like a trench warfare scene. And the whole movie's that.
Very true.
And going from like, super loud explosions, deafening, quiet, like they did the Saving Private Ryan thing where they, have everybody go deaf for a little bit.
The tinnitus, yes.
Yeah, and then but then even the quieter scenes, I remember like when they're getting bread or stealing like a goat from one of the nearby people, you hear very subtly like what happens in the background, so you kind of can hear what's about to happen. So they're very put a lot of thought into and also like the wood, and they're in the woods and crackling. I'm going on and on, but
and then for the Batman, you got that whole scene where the Batmobile fires up. The way that is done, the car chase, and even just Batman just walking out of the shadows, man. Like they hit it so on the head. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So good.
Once again, there was a movie called Nope that came out last year, and the entire design of because there's a really good video essay by Thomas Flight about the sound design of Nope, where when the ship flies over their head, they mix together crowd screaming in pain and screaming in pleasure.
It's true,
and that ties right into the theme of the movie about I know.
I know.
That.
So I'm blanking on the words, but so that would be my pick. But I would say Top Gun Maverick, just because it sounds cool when those planes go flying around. It's very fun.
It's a banger. Like we all have sort of different answers. I mean, me and you have the same answer, but I'm really rooting for the Batman.
Yeah.
So
also Top Gun Maverick could take it too, because it's like I know specifically one scene where like they're like Hangman and Rooster, I think they're just hanging out, and they're like, yeah, he's not, where did he go? He's not even like on our tail or anything. And then you just see Maverick just go right in between them, and like that like whoosh, like like I could feel like the rumbling and stuff. So
dude,
very good sound design there.
And I hate to say it, but don't discount Avatar, because the sound design team does like sci-fi movies. I think Last Jedi won for sound. A couple of other sci-fi movies. I think so.
Dude, Last Jedi actually won an Oscar. I didn't even remember that.
Suicide Squad won.
Suicide
Best
Squad.
makeup.
Oh yeah, they did.
Suicide Squad.
Not the Suicide Squad
has more
Suicide
Oscars
Squad.
than the Suicide Squad, which is not right.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, I do gotta give it to him that Killer Croc makeup was fucking great.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But like, it's like they put all their budget into that and not a screenplay or a director. Yeah, that too.
Yeah. All right. Well,
like, are you geriatric or something?
Yes. Yes.
One I think we should be talking about a little bit is the best original song.
All right. What you got in there? Read those nominees.
We have Applause by in Tell It Like a Woman. We have Hold My Hand in Top Gun Maverick. We have Lift Me Up by Rihanna, I think, in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. With Not To with RRR. And This Is a Life in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Bro, it's triple R.
See,
it's Not To.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
It's awesome.
You gotta hear it.
It's
Really?
a banger.
Okay, I'm gonna hear it on the way.
Wait, Danny, have you not seen RRR?
I haven't.
I haven't seen
Dan
that.
hasn't seen
I only watched it. I only watched the music because that's all it's nominated for.
I only watched the music.
It's 3 hours long, dude. I'm not gonna waste my time
it's
with
3
it.
hours, and it's gonna melt away. This is what I always tell my buddies: watch the first 45 minutes at least, and then if you don't like it, you turn it off.
45 minutes.
I watched 40 of Banshees, and I couldn't get into it. And I still couldn't get into it.
I know,
so.
but RRR is a different movie than Banshees.
I know. I heard.
I know.
I heard it's like really good. Like,
I know. Just gotta find time to watch it.
Yeah.
But no, Not To is not only just a banger of a song; it's also worked in the movie very well, in my opinion.
If it doesn't win, though,
Yeah.
probably Lift Me Up, Rihanna.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna say Hold My Hand.
Really?
Lady Gaga.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna even mix it up even more. I'm saying This Is the Life as my secondary pick.
I don't even know what that one is.
They played over the credits of Everything Everywhere.
Oh, okay.
I'm only picking it because David Byrne sings in it, and I love David Byrne.
Okay.
I love the Talking Heads.
If you had if you put the themes of Top Gun Maverick and the feeling of Top Gun Maverick into a song, that's what it would sound like. Like, I thought it was just like, I was like hyped leaving the theater. I'm like, yeah, just saw an old fashioned Hollywood movie about fucking fighter jets and Tom Cruise, and like, I'm like, yeah. So, but yeah, Not To. I gotta listen to that one too, because I guess that's the takeaway from
the one to listen to for sure.
Yeah.
Any more you want to talk about, Danny? Or not really, because they're kind of.
Well, one I just wanted to mention was, a couple. We didn't mention cinematography, which I think is pretty set to be All Quiet on the Western Front.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why I didn't mention some of these, because they're pretty set.
Yeah.
The ones that's what.
Maybe the other one would be Elvis, because just those like.
Read the nominees.
We got All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths.
Okay.
Never heard of that one. Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar. Tar kind of has like one kind of like tint to the whole movie, so I don't really get that
Very
one.
muted.
Yeah, it's not
Very November.
November
Vibes.
Yeah.
Clouds everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't think I have a
like,
pick for this one. Do I have a pick on there for that one for cinematography?
No,
Yeah, I didn't think so because I haven't seen Elvis yet. I haven't seen Tar yet.
Elvis, I think it does a decent enough job, but All Quiet is like just the pure amount of looks to the movie, just right there. I mean, you have the trench warfare, you have like the pristine, like as a contrast to the trench warfare, the dirty muckiness, and then you have like the very classy like ballrooms that the generals are having a conversation for the ceasefire and stuff, and it's very clean, very very. I forgot the word, surgical. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but the contrast there is great. Plus, where the movie starts, it's also very warm and happy before they actually get into the war, and then it's a whole thing. So,
That's-
very visual storytelling to the max on that.
Yeah, we've been talking about All Quiet a lot. I think All Quiet's got a good chance to sweep a lot of these categories.
Kind of a dark horse.
I think it's a second most nominations this year, I think, behind everything.
Makes sense.
I think that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
I don't really have any dog in this fight, but best animated feature film, we have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and The Sea Beast and Turning Red.
Okay.
Three very, very heavy hitters in this. We have Guillermo del Toro, Puss in Boots in DreamWorks, and then we have Disney with Turning Red or Pixar. Is it
Dude,
Pixar?
Marcel the Shell, dude. That one's got a good chance. Not gonna lie,
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
I love
but it's got a good chance.
It's very creative in how it obviously.
Yeah.
The biggest thing.
It's got 4 heavy hitters there.
The trailer did not appeal to me in any way.
Me neither.
It's very cutesy.
Yeah, and
For better or worse.
like,
for me, it's for better.
Sep's really into Bluey right now, and I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, it's just a dad hanging out with his 2 kids in Australia, like in their cats or dogs or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just I don't get it. It's way too cutesy and like there's no real it's like a very basic we learned a lesson today. Like good for you. Turn off.
I'd say if you like Wes Anderson, you might like
Yeah, it's definitely
Marcel.
Yeah, definitely those vibes.
it's got a little bit of everything.
I've heard fucking so very much surprised with Puss in Boots. Like they didn't have to go that hard apparently.
I know.
I haven't seen it yet.
I thought
but
it was good.
Okay.
I don't know. I wasn't mind blown by it. It was just like a good movie.
Okay.
I think,
It's Pinocchio. For me, it's Pinocchio. I've only seen 45 minutes of it.
Yeah,
but it's Pinocchio.
I love Pinocchio. I think it's really beautiful. But I mean, Del Toro's buddy with the Oscars, and rightfully
exactly.
so, because he's a very talented man. Yeah.
That's all things I wanted to talk about. Everything else is kind of like I haven't seen it, or it's very much a takeaway for this one thing, and then
Or it's basically spoken for. It's going to be the only one that wins the category.
Yeah, I mean, if I could just highlight 2 categories.
Sure.
Documentary feature, more people need to see All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. That movie's phenomenal. It should be coming to Hulu because it's a neon picture. Navalny is also quite good. It's on HBO. Those are the documentary features. The other 3 are good. And then when it comes to international feature film, EO, a coworker of ours loves EO. I also very much like it. I still need to see Close, but it's All Quiet for that category.
Yeah, it's got to be All Quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big heavy hitter there, and I think it's going to win.
Yeah. That's what I got.
Yeah, that's all we got for this one. We got a live stream in about a little over a week at this point. So thank you so much for watching. We're Cine4. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle @CineBeforecast. That's SCENE, @Beforecast. And on Twitter with the handle SMB_pod. I'm Dan.
I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram @Danny_Was, my letterbox and serialized @DJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Was. Run!
Cameron.
Yeah, find me on Twitter @CamKircher for more sarcastic opinions about movies, and on Letterboxd @CamKircher for less sarcastic, more earnest thoughts about movies.
More earnest. All right. But yeah, Ron, thanks again for coming in. We're gonna see you very soon for this Oscars live stream, which you're going to be directing for us.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you on that our little switcher here.
Yeah.
If we get our internet up to speed, that is. We're trying to figure that out.
You kept saying our live stream.
It's not gonna
it
be
might
live.
happen. We don't know.
It might. If not, it'll be up either later that night or it'll be up the next morning. Yeah. So we will have it out within 12 hours of the Oscars being done. But yeah, in the meantime, though, the next installment of the Rocky franchise, Creed 3, coming at you next week. And yeah, it's been an honor as usual. We'll see you next time.